Hey everybody, this week we're talking about 7 different movies.
The first one is Honey Don't.
Then it's Relay.
Then it's Caught Stealing.
Then it's The Toxic Avenger.
Then it's The Roses.
Then it's The Conjuring, Last Rites.
And we finish it off with The Long Walk.
So on with the show!
Hello everyone.
Hello everybody!
Welcome back. At least we should say welcome back to ourselves.
Yeah, you guys have been watching us for the last 3 weeks, but on a much shorter episode streak.
Episode streak?
Yeah, so for you guys, you would know this, but episode 34 was 30 minutes. Episode 35 was 40 minutes, and then...
Yeah. I had the gumption to do 0.5, like 30.5, like when they were like bonus ones. But
you were releasing them like regular
I
episodes,
know.
which is why I labeled them as regular episodes.
But we did those bonus episodes because, as we mentioned previously, I guess slides into personal news right away, but we were in Cuba and we were away for 2 weeks, so...
Yeah, so just to recap a little bit quickly, yeah, so we were gone to Cuba for 1 week. It was very hot. We also found out the mosquito season is in August.
And we went to a sugar plantation in the midst of mosquito season with no bug spray.
Yeah, and then when we finally found bug spray, it was 25 Canadian.
Yeah, for a little bitty bottle. That thing, it kind of worked, but the other weeks, so we were off for 2 weeks. One was Cuba, one was just kind of a staycation, but it was honestly, I would do that in the future again, do like a week or two somewhere, but then finish it off with at least a few days just as a staycation, because it definitely gets you relaxed into going back to like the normal life.
Yeah, exactly. Like 1 week to kind of go, not like world bounding, like where you go do something different, but then that 1 extra week to just kind of really mellow down, really actually relax in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, Cuba was good. It was just, yeah, it was like the hotel was kind of crappy.
Yeah, the hotel, we were talking about it. If we had, sorry, I'm a little tired. If we had done the hotel alone, it'd be like a 2 out of 10, but the excursions are like a 9 or 9.5 out of 10. The country is beautiful.
Just poor. So
it's a very poor country, and I don't knock it for that, obviously.
No.
But it does show the privilege that North America has. That you don't think about,
right?
Yeah, that you don't think about until you're somewhere like that. The staff were very nice. Everyone was very sweet. I just felt very safe. And weather-wise, it only rained for maybe 20 minutes once on like one of the first days we were there. It was beautiful weather.
And the beaches were so nice.
Yeah, so nice, very clean. I even went swimming in the ocean, which, if you know me personally, I don't like swimming in not public water, I don't know, natural water, but I also went swimming in a cenote, which is like a cave with a natural spring type water. I've never felt more like relaxed in non-chlorinated water.
Yeah. Cheyenne is a little bit of a germaphobe, so that kind of still ties into like swimming in the ocean, swimming in a lake.
Yeah, because I had like a cut on my knee once in a lake that I really shouldn't have been swimming in this lake, but I got a little infection from it, and ever since then I've been very wary of it. But no, I had a great time.
Yeah, no, the 2-week vacation for us all in all was great. We really enjoyed it. The second personal news that we were going to bring up was, while we were gone on vacation, we had the piggies with a pet sitter, but in the midst of all this, we were still waiting to see if the guinea pigs had Giardia still. And when we got back, we got them retested again for it, and they were all clear.
Yeah, so they don't have any sickies anymore.
No, they're not sicky anymore.
Yeah, and they're very happy to see us. They're definitely still warming up to us, but like I feel like it's like 85% now fully fine with us, which is great.
Yeah, I think the only thing is they're still getting used to our like routine stuff now.
I think they kind of know the routine. Like they squeak really, really loud at a certain time every day now for their snacks and stuff. So like I think they do have a routine, and they're very used to us now, which is nice.
Yeah.
But
one last thing I wanted to mention on the podcast was an update on the hard drive stuff for episode. I want to say it's like I can't remember.
It's the Superman episode.
Yeah. So the bit of bad news is that Seagate could not restore the data on it, which is very unfortunate. So as of right now, that episode is going to be in limbo. I'm still going to try to find a way to restore the data from it because I'm pretty upset that no one was able to do this for a decent price. Does that mean I'm probably going to have to pay extra for it? Maybe. I don't want to. If anybody actually watching the podcast has a place that they would recommend,
or even knows what to do personally,
yeah, I would really appreciate it.
Anywhere in the GTA.
I do really want to get that episode out one day. Even if honestly that means just me re-editing the whole episode, I'll do it one day. But regardless, don't worry, that episode will eventually come out, and I will put a little disclaimer at the beginning of it. Like we'll record a little disclaimer of it on how delayed it was. But yeah, one day it'll be up there and we'll be all good to go.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, now we'll go into our movie news.
Yeah, we have a decent chunk. I kind of summed up some random, like, I think 5 or 6 movie news just over the last little while. There's a lot more, but these are the ones that kind of like spoke to me and when I was sifting through. So we'll kind of like popcorn style it, I guess. But
yeah, just bear with us. We're 3 weeks behind on a lot of stuff. So
with that, the first one I got before we went on vacation, but Quentin Tarantino, as most people know, if you know of him or his directing style, he's always said he's going to direct 10 movies, that's it. His 10th movie was supposed to be The Movie Critic, which I think was supposed to come out in 2026 or 7. Anyway, it's not now because he has dropped plans for making that movie as his final film because he wanted to make sure audiences were left with like a lasting memory and something that was exciting and something that you'd expect from a Quentin Tarantino movie because he's very raw and very bold. And it didn't, for him, live up to that promise. So right now his 10th movie is in limbo as well. So, I mean, if he ever makes The Movie Critic, that'd be cool, or he gets someone else to direct it, then it doesn't count, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. He's very usually hands-on to any movie he does, too, so who knows. All right, so the second bit of movie news is that Netflix is doing a BioShock movie based on the first BioShock game, which is very exciting.
I should have done this news. I was so excited for this one. Oh.
If you don't know, Cheyenne has a BioShock tattoo.
Right
It says
evolve today. It's okay. I know what it says because it's my tattoo. But if you know BioShock at all, there's a couple like plasmid stuff, Big Daddy stuff. Like huge fan of the video game, especially the first 2.
Yeah,
the first one really. But
and the script is being currently worked on by Blade Runner 2049 writer Michael Caine.
And yeah, this info comes from Screen Thrill on Instagram as well. If you're interested, they make a lot of good and interesting movie news to keep up with. I should say the majority of the movie news, I don't know where the Quentin Tarantino one came from right off the bat. It was on a few sites. Everything else that we're going to say, though, I did find through Screen Thrill on Instagram. So definitely check them out. They're worth following.
Yeah, but it's very exciting for the movie. I hope they do another BioShock game one day, but
yes, but I don't know what they could do or where. Maybe they could even just remaster the first one. Add like extra plasmids or
I want a new story.
I do too, but Infinite's really good, but it's not BioShock. And BioShock 2, I mean, it still kind of is my least favorite one, just because of the fisheye lens. I don't like the viewpoint in that game, but anyway, first one has such a huge soft spot for me because I was coming off of I had issues with a tumor in my wrist, and like it was kind of helping me get my feeling back in my fingers. Was playing BioShock on a video game controller. It was like the first game I ever finished fully, which was amazing. But anyway, next one. Sir Michael Caine is coming out of retirement to do a Vin Diesel movie. I also didn't know he was retired, but he's 92, so I could see why.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's doing a sequel to The Last Witch Hunter with Vin Diesel, and Vin Diesel is coming back for it as well. So he's 92, and he is coming back to act, at least for one movie. So.
Hey, I always like some Michael Caine, so. Yeah, so the next one is that Warwick Davis will return as Professor Flitwick in HBO's Harry Potter reboot. So he is the only member, currently at least, that is reprising their role in the Harry Potter franchise into the TV show. I'm very excited. I really like his character. And I also think that Warwick does just a phenomenal acting job anytime he's on screen. So I think him reprising a role that he's already very well known for is the best thing possible.
And he's in Star Wars. Like, he's been in a lot
he's been in everything.
Really well-known stuff. But he's not reprising Grip Hook. So he played Grip Hook and he played Phileas Flitwick. But he's not doing Grip Hook. It's going to be played by Lee Gill. I don't know who that is. But anyway, he's going to be doing Grip Hook. But he is coming back as Flitwick, which is pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
So the next two and last movie / TV news kind of tie hand in hand. And I should also say, when we say movie news, we do mean a cluster of like pop culture, TV
news, movie news,
that kind of thing. But anyway, The Conjuring is getting a prequel movie, and they're also getting an official TV series that is going to be on HBO Max. The prequel movie, it's still in like early stages, so there's not a lot of info for that. But for
early development.
Yeah. For the TV series, it's going to be Nancy Wan as the showrunner, who has done Supernatural and Jessica Jones. And she's going to also be joined by Peter Cameron, who works with Marvel, so he did WandaVision and Werewolf by Night. And Cameron Squires, who's done The Acolyte and Agatha All Along. They will be the writers. And it'll continue the story from the film franchise, and also the news actually came out right after they announced that The Conjuring Last Rites made $200 million in the box office for the weekend worldwide, which is pretty freaking sweet.
I think it's also the most that any Conjuring movie has made off the bat.
I have notes to say about that when we get into it.
I mean, we're going to get to it for sure.
Yep.
So, now we get to the bulk of the episode because, guys, there's no second half for this episode. Yes. We watched 7 movies. We're reviewing all 7 movies. So all these movies reviews are movies that came out from when we left, which was around like the 20th, then that week, all the way to this week. Yeah, about every movie from then. The only movie that we did not review that came out this week was This is Spinal Tap 2. The End Continues.
Yeah, it's just called Spinal Tap 2.
Well. I apologize. But yeah, that's the only one we didn't review just because we had a full slate of movies.
Full slate, and also it was like semi-limited release on the Thursday. So it technically is coming out Friday. So we were like, okay, we'll add that slot to the next week, kind of even out, because we have 7 movies. But I should also mention 5 of these movies we saw in that second week that we had off.
Yes.
So you'll notice that there might be like not so much delayed, but like later popper flops. And like pictures of the posters and whatnot coming, because we're just doing it slowly and building it back up to present day.
Yeah, so by the time this episode comes out, you would have seen all of the popper flops out, and the posters would have came out already. But yes, if you look at it, we have dated them in the episodes or in the popper flops. You can see our true reactions on there. Yeah, but this is our full review now. So the first one is
Honey Don't. We saw it on August 29th, so I've written down the dates that we saw it as well, so you can kind of get a gist. Today is September 11th.
That we're filming the
episode. And also September 11th is the day we saw one of the movies, which will be at the very end, of course. So we're starting from August 29th. So on August 29th, we saw Honey Don't. The director is Ethan Coen. The runtime is between 88 and 89 minutes. It is rated R for strong sexual content, strong violence, graphic nudity, and some language. The main cast in particular is Margaret Qualley, Aubrey Plaza, Chris Evans, Charlie Day, and Gabby Beans. The spoiler-free synopsis, as always, is that Honey O'Donoghue, a private investigator in a small California town, is drawn into probing a series of mysterious deaths that seem tied to a local church with shadowy practices. Along the way, she must navigate complex personal relationships, moral ambiguity, and peeling back layers of deception to uncover the truth.
All right, let's go right into that.
I hated this movie. I want to say this is the worst one we saw.
Oh, this is easily the worst one we saw. This was the only one that we rated a flop in our popper flops.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was easily the first movie we watched and the worst movie we watched.
Yeah. They progressively got better and better, but except there was one kind of in the middle that I really liked. But this one was not. I mean, I'm glad we got the worst out of the way. Unknowingly.
Unintentionally. My big thing... Remember, guys, we're also rating these movies because like they should all be in theaters still right now, so you can watch them.
A couple of them, like, The Roses was not a huge release. Like, some of them weren't huge releases.
Same with Relay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so with Honey Don't, my biggest gripe with Honey Don't is without spoiling anything, it just feels, the ending kind of just feels unresolved. I left it thinking, I still don't know.
Still don't know what I watched.
Yeah, like it's not that, honestly, that doesn't spoil anything.
There's no storyline.
It just feels like you watched it and you go, oh, that's it, it's over. Like it felt like the story could have been beefed up a little bit more or filled in a little bit more. It felt so lacking.
Oh my gosh, that's an understatement.
And also, I get also like nudity for nudity's sake, but like this movie kind of like overdid it a little bit, I thought, with nudity.
But there was no like context and purpose. Yeah, like it was just literally no storyline. I thought it was very weak. Very, very weak.
Yeah, and like all the characters are interesting.
It's good casting too.
Good casting, but all the cast is interesting. Like all of the actual characters themselves are interesting. It's just there's not enough of a story to keep me on the hook. I think that was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a rating for us, this is like a 3 for me.
That was like a 2 for me.
I'm only rating it a 3 because I thought all the actors did a great job. I thought the setting was really fun. I thought setting / location was really good. And like the concept was there. It just was so poorly executed, it can't be higher than the 3 for me.
Fair.
Yeah. So the next movie we did was Relay, which we watched August 30th. Director was David Mackenzie. The runtime was 112 minutes, which is roughly an hour and 52 minutes. The rating was R for language, violence / threats and etc. The key cast is Riz Ahmed, Lily James, Sam Worthington, Willa Fitzgerald, Matthew Maher, and Issa Davis.
That's Elsa.
That's not an L.
Oh, it's in the eye. Okay.
Issa Davis.
Okay.
Okay, and our spoiler-free synopsis is: a mysterious fixer named Ash operates in the shadows, helping whistleblowers who have uncovered corporate wrongdoing. He maintains strict rules to stay anonymous and safe. When Sarah Grant becomes his new client, as she is being harassed after discovering that her former employer suppressed critical findings, Ash must protect her while navigating powerful adversaries and deciding how far he'll go when the stakes rise.
Okay, what did you think?
I liked it.
I liked it enough, but
I think thinking about it now, after watching all the movies that we've done, it's not as strong as my initial reaction in the movie. But I do think it's good. I think there's some parts of it that are really fun. Without going too much into the weeds of things, I like crime / like, because this movie is kind of a thriller. Like you don't really know what's gonna happen next, and like the fixer aspect of it is very fun. The only thing that it makes me hesitant to like fully 100% recommend this movie is the other movies that have came out at this time were stronger.
But I'm thinking moreover there's some really good twists in this movie.
Yes, 100%. I completely agree.
I really liked it for the twists. It's definitely not my least favorite.
No.
It's it might actually be, now I'm thinking about it, yeah, like maybe my second on the list so far. Like
no, this is my third.
Oh, I'm so curious what your
But anyway,
is.
no, I honestly, this movie's not bad by any means. This is definitely a pop. I guess we're not saying it's a bad movie. I just think there's a few that are strong that came out around the same time.
Yeah, but they're all very different from each other.
Of course,
all of these movies,
absolutely,
which is why we suggest to go to the movies. But
yeah,
that's why we literally saw so many genres in the last week. So.
Oh, it's been crazy. But like again, this movie is good. It kind of acts like a weird spy movie / like, are they gonna get away with it kind of movie. It's unfortunate because this movie is good. It's just, man, there were other movies that were stronger that came out around the same time.
But the latter half of this movie was way better.
I agree.
The idea of a fixer, like it's essentially, this isn't a spoiler, but Relay's based off a relay service where you can call someone through another person, so they'll never hear the original caller's voice. So I thought that was really cool. I didn't really know a lot about that type of service, so that was a really cool aspect. I thought it was very unique for a fixer type movie.
Yeah, he does a really good job at trying to hide his identity, Ash, or Riz Ahmed. But I really, there's a lot to like about it. For movies that are very much like conspiracy / corporate run, I feel like there's movies that do this better.
I still prefer this over The Amateur.
Amateur was different though, because Amateur was just boring. This I felt was way more action, way more fun. I just think that there's other movies that do this better.
Fair.
Cool. My rating for this is probably going to be around the 5 mark.
Oh, mine's a 4. So far, you're very high for what I would think.
No,
that first two, I'm like,
I think for me, it's not like I didn't like this movie. For me, this movie's like, at the end of the day, it's just meh. Like it's not.
So 4 for me.
Yeah, but okay. To explain my rating again, anything under 5 to me is bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's bad in the sense of the other movies.
No, but if I critique it on its own, it's a 5 because it's not a bad movie by any means. It's just meh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Cool.
All right, number 3 is Caught Stealing, which we saw on August 31st. So as you can tell, we saw one back to back to back. The director of this one is Darren Aronofsky. It is 107 minutes long and again rated R for strong violent content, pervasive language, some sexuality and nudity, and brief drug use. The main cast is Austin Butler, Zoe Kravitz, Regina King, Matt Smith, Liev Schreiber, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Carol Kane. The spoiler-free synopsis is Hank Thompson was once a promising high school baseball player whose career was derailed by a serious car accident. Now living in New York in 1998, he's a bartender and tries to get by with that, while he's also in a relationship with his girlfriend Yvonne. When his punk rock neighbor Russ asks him to pet sit and cat sit while away, a simple favor drags Hank unwillingly into the dangerous New York underworld. Mobsters, hitmen, crooked cops, and multiple criminal factions all begin circling him, none of them playing by clear rules, and Hank must use whatever resources he has, including wit, resolve, and luck, to survive and figure out why everyone wants a piece of him. I really liked this movie, actually.
Yeah, so this movie was phenomenal. It was really well done.
We've always wanted to watch Rock and Rolla. I still think we've watched it.
We might have started to.
But I'm pretty sure that was also Darren Aronofsky.
I'm not sure. I'll correct it on the screen if I'm wrong.
Yeah, he has another famous movie too. But I thought it was great. I didn't know what to expect. I do think it was a little too much nudity for my taste because it took away from the movie. But
I think this one had way less nudity than Honey Don't.
Or too much sex scenes for me then. I thought...
I think there was only one sex scene.
Okay, that was enough though. Like, I just think it was pointless. The acting, the cast was great. Austin Butler did great as always. I mean, the Vincent D'Onofrio and Liev Schreiber did great. Matt Smith is always great. I have no complaints or concerns with anyone. Zoe Kravitz even did a good job.
I think this movie has a lot of twists and turns in it. I think that's what makes this movie super, super fun. Because once you start feeling like you understand where it's going, it really switches it up on you.
Yeah.
Like, and then you go, oh shit, now this is where it's going to go. And then again, it switches up. You constantly feel like you're on your toes. Oh my gosh. And Hank, Austin Butler, does a phenomenal job as kind of like the guide on this crazy adventure. Because it really does feel like without him, this entire movie falls apart.
What, Austin Butler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he does such a good job at one, acting, but two, like the character himself, you root for him from beginning to end. Like you don't ever feel like, oh, this guy doesn't deserve to succeed.
Especially when you find out more info about the car accident and stuff.
Yeah,
that's mentioned.
There is so much to love about this movie. I think for it being like an action / comedy / thriller, I think it does a really good job in every aspect of that. Like there's moments where this movie is super, super funny. There's moments of this movie where it's super, super deep, like and really like really introspective.
There's also like moments that feel very grounded. All I'll say is it ties to Austin Butler's character and his mom. I think
Yeah.
a lot of it just feels very like natural. I don't know.
And I know that, like, I know when we were watching, like, the pre-show for Cineplex, one thing that Regina King says in this movie is that New York is a character, and I feel like that's very true.
Yeah.
Like, you really do feel like you are in the city the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, if the location is perfect for this kind of movie, I couldn't imagine this in any other city.
Oh, 100%.
No, this was a really good movie. Ratings for this movie.
This I'll give a 5.
That's insane. That's so.
Oh wait, okay. I'll give it a 6 because the next one I'm gonna give lower.
This
So
is
this is a
this
6.
movie's an 8 for me.
Okay.
It's so good. Like
6.5. I don't know. I'm so torn with this one. I'll just okay. My final answer. 6.5. No. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor. Okay. I am final changing my answer. You may have to edit this in post, but
no, I might leave it in. We'll see.
well, I'm gonna give it a 7 because there's a movie later on that I was rooting for a really high number and it gave a lower number for me. So this I'm gonna give a 7, but I could give it higher. It is very, very good, but not the best.
It is an 8 for me. I think this movie is. I don't think this movie will be top of the year. I think in our popper flop we said it would be.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we said it might be.
But it may be top 10, but not top 5.
I don't think it'll make top 5.
Man,
It is really.
I don't know how
good.
I don't know how I'm gonna minimize this to 5.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We might make it a top 10, but also. No, you know what? We'll save that part for the end. Anyway, yeah, this movie's an 8 for me. I think this movie has so much to love. I honestly, my one critique of it is that it feels a little long, but it also doesn't.
Once it hits a certain point in the movie, I felt like it went faster, but it did feel like it took a little bit of time.
All right, so the next one is The Toxic Avenger, which we watched September 1st, which
we literally
back to back. Yeah, we after this, I know we definitely took a break.
A day break.
But we watched 4 movies in 4 days. Yeah, 4 movies in 4 days. There was at one point I was trying to talk to Cheyenne about this where we were going to do 6 movies in 6 days. No, 5 movies in 5 days. But we took a much needed break. I think 4 days in a row was kind of much.
Like mentally, I was like, I love the movies, but dude, like I don't know how much. Like I need to retain all of these movies.
I will say I have a much stronger resolve for going to the movies every single day than Cheyenne does.
I do more now. But see, for me, I'm a snack girly. Like I love concessions. So I'm like, I have to have one in the same if I'm going to the movies. So like I get really bored in the theater if I'm just sitting with nothing. So I'm like, that's where I'm like, ugh.
And I'm the opposite where I honestly almost prefer no snacks because I want nothing to distract me from the movie.
The last movie on this list, I was fine with no snacks. And I was, yeah.
For a good reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, The Toxic Avenger, we watched September 1st. Director is Macon Blair. Runtime was 103 minutes. Rating R, so 4 rated R movies back to back. For strong violence and gore, understatement. Language throughout the entire thing, also understatement. Sexual references and brief graphic nudity.
I think they were blaring that it was an unrated movie.
This movie was grotesque to say the least.
Well, it could be past an R.
We'll get that. The key cast for the movie is Peter Dinklage, Jacob Tremblay, Taylor Page, Kevin Bacon, Elijah Wood, Julia Davis. Okay, our spoiler-free synopsis is Winston Goose is a down-on-his-luck janitor who suffers from a horrible toxic accident. The mutation transforms him into a grotesque superhero known as the Toxic Avenger. Armed with superhuman strength and an iconic mop, he becomes an unlikely force for good, forced to confront corrupt business interests and powerful villains while trying to protect the people he cares about. Aww.
I loved it. I went in thinking, I'm like, already know I think it's going to be trash. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really funny.
I think this is where we're going to differ. I think this movie's still good. I'm not going to say it's a bad movie. This is pretty low on my list.
This is less than Caught Stealing, but not by much.
This to me is less than Relay. So
you rated Relay a 5 though. That doesn't count.
Yeah, this is going to be close to that.
Okay.
The reason for my lower rating for this is that I don't know. I think at the end of the day, this movie is going to be super forgettable. I think it has fun moments to it. It's super funny. I think there's moments that is very endearing, but it's also like super like and again, I get that this is the point, but it's like super grotesque, super gory, super phallic.
Well,
super...
we also can't give it a strong enough rating because I was telling Ricky this earlier. It's an original movie from the 1980s, and they remade it in
2003.
2003, and then they rebooted it with this one. So it's actually had quite a history already.
Sure. For me personally, at the end of the day, when I really think about all these movies and the impact on me for all these movies, this is pretty low.
I also think your reaction in the theater is way different than what you're saying right now.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie by any means. I think it is funny. I think there's definitely funny moments. I think that there are characters in this that make it even better. I just think, especially reacting now to it, thinking back on it, this movie's going to be very forgettable in like a month. I'm not going to remember this movie that much. I think all the people did a phenomenal job. I think Kevin Bacon is super funny as the asshole that he is. I think that Peter Dinklage does a great job as the main lead in this movie. Jacob Tremblay is that shy, weird kid, but you kind of love him for it. And then Elijah Wood is just a glorified
Igor.
Thank you.
And Kevin Bacon is just Kevin Bacon, honestly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Kevin Bacon is perfect as the asshole he is in this movie.
And Julia Davis. Julia Davis. I keep thinking of Julia Gardner. It's not Julia Gardner.
No, wrong movie.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think
woman.
also true. But regardless, I for me personally, I just think this movie's gonna be super forgettable. Well, okay, you like this movie more than I do, so go for it.
No, I was just gonna say I agree though. It's gonna be pretty forgettable.
Yeah,
I liked it, but it's gonna be a 5 for me.
Yeah, this is gonna be a 4.5 for me.
Yeah, I figured. But I thought it was really funny. Like I went in though thinking it was gonna be kind of crap. Same with the next movie, and both of them were better than what I thought. But the next one was way better than what I thought. This one was better than I thought. Would I see it again? No, probably not, and I'd be okay not to. But I'm glad I did see it, and I'm curious to watch the other two to kind of get a gist of what they were coming from to have an inspiration for this one.
I agree. I think there's a lot of things about this movie to love. I just think at the end of the day, when I look at the movies, like I'm rating it for itself, but also looking at it in comparison to other movies we saw recently, I almost completely forgot we watched this movie.
So yeah, I'd be okay one and done for that movie, but overall, yeah, I think a 5, and you said 4.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun thing, we just looked this up because we couldn't believe it. Every single movie we're rating today is rated R.
And that's 7 movies.
7
we
rated
somehow unintentionally picked 7 R movies.
Which is kind of nuts.
Because looking back, some of these movies, I'm like, you could give it 14A or PG-13. Like, the next one, I think you could do probably PG-13.
At least by Canadian standards, yeah.
Yeah, but by Canadian, it'd be 14A. Or 18A, because they don't freaking do R. R is a very common American rating. Very rarely do we get an R here. It's usually 18A, which is essentially the same freaking thing, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of which then, we did take a break, as Ricky said, for one day. So this is September 3rd. We saw The Roses. Director is Jay Roach. The runtime is 105 minutes. No surprise, it's rated R for sexual content, language throughout, and drug content. The key cast to keep in mind are Benedict Cumberbatch, Olivia Colman, Andy Samberg, Kate McKinnon, and Allison Janney. The spoiler-free synopsis is that Theo and Ivy Rose appear to have a picture-perfect marriage. Successful careers, 2 kids, witty banter, seemingly mutual support. But when Ivy's career as a chef takes off and Theo's, as an architect, falters, their relationship begins to shift. As Theo becomes more sidelined and Ivy's professional ambitions grow, the balance of their marriage erodes. Resentment, power struggles, and unspoken frustrations begin to surface. What starts as subtle slights and emotional distance escalates into darker, more dramatic confrontations, forcing both to confront what they expected from their marriage versus what it has become.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is the movie that I went in not looking forward to at all, and I actually quite liked it. I thought it was a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Me and Shane both had a moment before we went into the movie going, I don't want to watch this
But
movie.
I was already worn out of like movies at that point. That I was like, I just need something.
But
I was clinging to the next movie.
But also, like, it kind of portrays not like a rom-com because it's not really a romantic comedy.
Drama.
I guess, yeah. It's just, I think for us, because every time we see like a romantic comedy, romantic drama, we don't like,
see them.
we usually get turned off pretty quick.
Yeah.
And so, I was honestly the biggest things that drew me into this movie were Benedict Cumberbatch, Andy Samberg, and Kate McKinnon. And I love Olivia Colman too, but like, I saw those three and were like, okay, a little bit more courage to go see it.
I love Kate McKinnon. So great. Like I've loved her since her start on SNL, and just to see how much she's grown and gotten even funnier is amazing.
But to go into this movie, one, so fucking funny.
It was mostly funny. Some of it was pretty drama.
Well, it was definitely dramatic. Don't get me wrong.
Whatever.
But dude, I think Andy Samberg and Kate McKinnon stole the show. Anytime they did something, it was so fucking funny.
We should also mention they're married in this movie,
which is perfect.
Which makes it even
perfect.
better. That's so much better.
Dude, they were so funny.
Yeah.
But then like even just Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch, they are such a good pairing as a British couple in this movie. I think
she looks too much older than him.
I honestly think they worked perfectly next to each other. I think this movie was fun. I think this movie was interesting. It was very dramatic, but also very engaging. Like I thought,
I will say, the last like 5 minutes are just what?
It is a chaotic clusterfuck at the end. But like, no, honestly, this movie was really engaging. I thought this movie was fun to see from an outsider's perspective because you never really knew what was going to happen next. You kind of were constantly rooting for one of the one person in the marriage, and then you were rooting for the other one.
And it's also
a book.
Thank you. It's all. Yeah, if you keep it on, that's fine. It's also based on a book called The War of the Roses.
Yeah. In this movie, I felt like you were either rooting for both of them or rooting on either side. Man, this movie was just interesting. I think it was the best. It kept me fully engaged the entire fucking time.
It didn't keep me engaged all the time. I mean, it did and it didn't. I just little bits here and there. I was just kind of like, I get it. Okay, move on. But that's just me with the ADHD, whatever. But
fair enough. I think the biggest thing that hinders this is that it's solely a romantic drama, and me and Cheyenne aren't really romantic drama.
The only time I've ever liked anything romantic drama is Allied. And that had war in it, which I also am not the biggest fan of. So,
yeah, which is crazy that she liked that movie, quite honestly.
That's one of my favorites. It's so good.
But I will say, for all in all, I think my final rating is going to be in about 6.5, in that range.
Yeah, I was going to give it like a 6.
I think mine's going to be...
No, I'll give it 6.5.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it the same. I think it is fun, it is engaging, it is, to me, better than Relay and Toxic Avenger and definitely Honey Don't. I just think it loses steam. I think it's just because it's a romantic drama comedy that for me it's just not my genre.
Yeah, neither one of our genres.
Yeah,
but like for what it was for that genre, it was the better ones I've seen.
I completely agree. I think for it being a romantic anything, and me and Cheyenne were rating it a pop altogether, it
speaks volumes.
Really does speak volumes. Like even Materialist, when we saw earlier this year, that one we liked, but this to me is better.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we had another day break after Roses, and then we had a longer break after this one. Yeah,
of course. So the next movie is The Conjuring: Last Rites, which we saw September 5th. Director is Michael Chavez. The runtime is 135 minutes, which is about 2 hours 15. The rating are for bloody, violent content and terror or horror. The key cast is Vera Farmiga, Patrick Wilson, Mia Tomlinson, Ben Hardy, and Madison Lawler. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That one I read wrong completely. Madison Lawler. The spoiler-free synopsis is years after they decide to take a step back from active paranormal investigations, Ed and Lorraine Warren are drawn into a deeply unsettling case when a family in Pennsylvania experiences terrifying supernatural phenomena tied to an antique mirror. Their daughter, Judy, who has begun to inherit her mother's psychic sensitivities, becomes entangled in the horror. Ed's failing health and the couple's desire for a peaceful life are tested as the Warrens must confront this new evil, reckon with past traumas, and decide what they are willing to sacrifice in order to protect their family and finally put the demons to rest.
I was very disappointed in this movie. So one of my top favorite horror film franchises is the Conjuring series. They're all great for different reasons. I personally obviously love the first Conjuring. I thought the third Conjuring was also very good as well. This one I just thought I was so excited and it fell flat. I think that's why I had my hopes set so high that it didn't hit it.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
This movie, I'm not gonna. This is not spoiling it, but it maybe a little bit. But like,
Then don't say it.
the first half of the movie is a lot of exposition.
Oh.
Is that a spoiler?
No.
That's what I was gonna. That was my kind of spoiler.
That's not a spoiler.
It doesn't say it really explain anything. It's a lot of exposition for a movie that's supposed to be about a one haunting. And I kind of understand it because they have to give the background to why Ed and Lorraine took a step back or blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and build the relationship with Judy. And, like, I get it. I truly understand. But, man, I just wanted more of the haunt. And there was not enough of it to keep me engaged for the first half.
No.
Once the haunt kicked in, then it was a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
But even then, I was kind of like I was already tuned out because of the first half.
Yeah.
Right? I wanted so much more from this, and it just didn't give it to me. Also, none of the jump scares were scary. None of them.
None of them.
Literally
none of them.
This, to me, was such a B-list horror movie.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been so much better. Mind you, I always love Vera Farmiga, and I always love Patrick Wilson. Even Patrick Wilson in the Insidious series is good. But, like, man, I was expecting this to be kind of what Cheyenne said. Like a Conjuring 1 or Conjuring... Even any other other Conjuring movies were better than this.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
That being said, this movie is the most profitable one out of all of them.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And I think that kind of rides on a couple things. One, this is the most marketable name that has come out in the last month.
Yeah.
2, this is going to be the final Conjuring movie, supposedly.
Quote unquote. Well, they're making a prequel movie and a TV show. So it's not the last you'll see of the Conjuring.
No, but this is the last Conjuring movie.
Sure.
Or their last case, right?
It was their last case as a whole, too.
Yeah. So, and I think both of those, plus it being, I think, just off the long weekend, I think a lot of people were expecting this. It's the first major horror franchise. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of build up to this, and I think that's why it's making a lot of money. Do I think it's more deserved than Caught Stealing? No. I think Caught Stealing deserves way more than this movie. In terms of, like, box office, I mean.
Even The Roses, for me.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, like this, the hype is there because of the franchise, but as a long-running fan of the franchise, this is probably my least favorite. Or, like, the second Nun movie. Like, meh. Like... Yeah. Like, even then, I'm like...
Or, like, Annabelle Creations, for me, was not that high up on there.
Annabelle, for the Annabelle spin-off, I think Annabelle's the best one. Like, the Annabelle, like, you don't need it anymore. The Nun, just keep it as The Nun. The Conjuring... Like, you could make the franchise just The Conjuring, Annabelle, and The Nun, and I'd be happy, but...
But no, they would keep milking it for what
it's worth. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, there was so much we could have gone in either way. I just think, for me, the rating of this movie is probably going to be in 5.5, 6. Because I still think it's better than Toxic Avenger and Relay. Maybe a 5.5. Because it's not that much better than Relay to me.
5.5?
Yeah, I think I'm going to sit at 5.5. Because 5 from Relay is like a meh.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5.5 as well. Because I'm thinking of the other movies. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's still. I gave Roses a 6, I think.
This 6.5, 6.5.
Yeah, this I'll give a 5.5 then.
I really wanted The Conjuring to be better. It's just it really wasn't.
But I would like to think that the last and final movie made up for everything.
Before we go too far into that, when I tell you, me and Cheyenne left this theater. In tears almost?
I wasn't in tears at all.
I was.
He was a broken hot
bawling.
mess. Like, he was bawling.
Bawling.
Like, wiping his full face in with his shirt and stuff.
Anyway.
If you've made it this far into the video, please give us a like, comment. Let us know what your thoughts are if you've seen any of these movies thus far. Or like the rated R trend, apparently, as well. But
we really went into fall swinging hard, I guess.
So, the last and final movie is The Long Walk, which again we saw today, September 11th. The director is Francis Lawrence. It is 108 minutes long. It is rated, no surprise, R for strong bloody violence, grisly images, death, pervasive language, and some sexual references. The key cast in this movie are as follows. We have Cooper Hoffman, David Johnson, Judy Greer, Mark Hamill, our favorite, Garrett Waring, Tut Niwat, I'm sorry if I'm going to say that wrong, Charlie Plummer, Ben Wang, Roman Griffin Davis, Jordan Gonzalez, and Josh Hamilton. The spoiler-free synopsis is, the film is based on Stephen King's novel, which was actually written under the pseudonym of Richard Bachman. It's set in a dystopian United States controlled by a totalitarian regime. Each year, young men are selected to take part in a brutal walking competition. They must maintain a minimum pace of 3 miles per hour, and if they fall behind, they receive warnings. After repeated warnings, they're executed. The walk continues until there's only one survivor. The story focuses on Ray Garrity, exploring how he handles the physical and psychological toll, the relationships that form among the walkers, and what people are willing to endure when the stakes are life or death. I really want to start this off.
I was going to say, you go first, because I will go off
This
after.
is in my top 3. I have a solid top 3 right now of movies this year. This is in this list. 1,000%. I just want to say, major props to the cast. I also looked this up, and you're going to be so shocked. Ray and Pete? Yeah. They are a 10-year age difference.
They don't look at it.
No. So, the main two guys in this movie are Ray Garrity and Peter McFries. Ray is 22, which is Cooper Hoffman, sorry. And Peter McFries, who's David Johnson, is 32. And seeing them side by side, I never, ever, ever would have guessed they were that far in age, which just goes to show you how well the acting is.
But also how good David Johnson looks, apparently.
Oh my gosh. And again, Mark Hamill really knows how to be in a movie. Like, he could be in a movie and the movie just ends up being fantastic. Like, already, he's in 2 of my 3 in my top 3 movies. Life of Chuck and now The Long Walk. And I've seen videos of Mark Hamill talking with the kids as well, and their relationship seems so strong and bonded. I could go on about this movie, but you go ahead.
I'm not going to say anything different than Cheyenne said. Honestly, this might be the best movie we've seen all year. And I say that, obviously, cautiously, because, I mean, I haven't really looked at the whole list again. I'm going to have to look at the whole list at the end of the year. But when it comes to a movie that makes you feel, this is fucking up there. Like, the terror of, like, it doesn't feel like this movie should be scary, because it's not really scary.
It's not scary, no.
It's dreading. Like, there's totalitarian dystopian movies. There's a feeling of dread to this entire movie. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen, when something's gonna happen, who's gonna die next, at what point are they gonna die. But then there is a level of heart to this movie that just sinks in so quickly. And to me, that was the part that I wasn't expecting.
You definitely lost it in those theaters. I don't cry in movies rarely ever, so I was fine.
But I'm a crier, so So I figured at one point if any movie was going to make me cry, I actually didn't.
Actually, did not expect it to be this one at all. No, not at all.
You fall in love with some of the characters in it, and well, not spoiling them because I'm not gonna. Obviously, you don't know who, but like characters die off in this movie, and you, for me, I bawled because you grow to love them so much because of what their backstories are, or like what they're willing to do, or like what they want to do with their lives, and like it's such a positive take on there's a weird positive undertone in this movie where it's so optimistic, and then obviously at the end of the movie there's only going to be maybe one survivor left. Dude, this movie, it just broke me in ways I didn't expect to be broken, and it was so good.
I honestly thank you, Stephen King, for writing such great stuff. Two of my top 3, both by Stephen King. And also thank you, Francis Lawrence. You directed one hell of a good movie.
I truly, the more I think about it, the more I think this might be my top of the year as it stands right now.
Wow.
Like, I can't think of another movie that made me feel this much.
This is going to be in my top 3. It's definitely not my number 1 at all, but it's very close.
I think this right now as it stands. Mind you, again, I'm gonna look over our list by the end of the year.
I don't need to for me.
By the end of the year, when we do a top 10, you will.
Top 10, yes. Top 3, no. You already know how big of a fan we are of Mark Hamill anyway. So.
But let's give it up to like.
Can we give it up?
4,
yes. Literally,
5, 6,
Cooper
whatever.
Hoffman and David Johnson. They're like pretty much the main two that you focus on in the movie. You guys are brilliant. I just hope you know how much this movie was well received by us, but also it's getting like a lot of good feedback from what I've read in critics and reviews. It's so well deserved. This is such a brilliantly well done movie, and I can't praise it enough.
And it actually kind of bothers me that I can't think of a single movie these guys have been in other than this.
Well, considering Cooper Hoffman's only 22.
Yeah, but he
might have done other stuff. I
honestly,
don't know.
to me, like this has kind of opened my eyes to them, and like I've really, really, really wanted to see.
I just looked up David Johnson, who's Pete,
and I know who he.
And now we know exactly who he is.
He's the android in.
He is the android in Alien Romulus, which we also raved about.
But he did a phenomenal job.
Brilliant movie. So he's gonna be in my top 10 anyway. But a lot of the other stuff he's in, I have not really seen or heard of.
But kudos to you, man. Like
he's almost the same age as me. Oh no, he's not. He's a year older than me. What am I saying? Cooper Hoffman, I don't really. Oh, he was in Saturday Night. Oh my gosh, I know who he is in Saturday Night.
Who's he in Saturday Night? Because he's not.
He's one of the side guys or something.
I say he's definitely not Lauren Michael.
No, Dick Ebersol. He was like an agent guy.
I don't know.
He was like a side character in the Saturday Night movie, but I recognize him in the face now. But okay.
Anyway, we're going off a tangent. This movie is phenomenal. Please watch it. I think this is gonna be for me a 9.5 out of 10.
This is a 9.5. If I'm doing solid 0.5 zeros, otherwise I give it like a 9.8. To be quite honest, it is. But I'm gonna say 9.5 as my final.
I think 9.5 is a good one.
Oh, it's so good.
It is.
It
is nearly perfect.
I get cracked by stuff that makes me anxious. This movie's no exception. Not once did I feel like I was gonna have like an anxiety attack in the theater because I was just so on the edge of my seat, but also relaxed in the fact that the essence of this movie is that all but one person dies. So you kind of just in my head I was building up the scenarios of who would die, when they die, what would happen. You obviously don't expect what happens. And I think that's what's great about going to the movies and seeing a movie like this in theaters. It will not have the same reaction if you see this on a streaming service. No.
And I think that's the beauty of almost exactly what Cheyenne said. Like this is movies like this, even movies like Caught Stealing, even like I know it's not gonna be in the top 5, but like when we saw Caught Stealing, it was also kind of a moment where we're like, man, this is what the movies is made for.
Yeah, 100%.
Like these are the stories we want to see, and like don't get me wrong, I know this is obviously based on a book, but like fucking.
So was The Life of Chuck.
That's my point. I was gonna say, good authors deserve to have their movies made into, or their books made into movies.
Yeah,
but
and
also
honestly, good directors deserve, and good writers that aren't books deserve to have their stuff on a big screen.
Yeah, I think if we were gonna recommend any of the 7 movies we watched, this is it.
And it only took a week and a half.
My second one is Caught Stealing, though.
My second one... Yeah, I think... Yeah, my second one's Caught Stealing. My third will probably be The Roses.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think those are our top 3 from the last 3 weeks.
If I had to pick one not to see, it'd be Honey Don't. If you, what movie do I not want to see? Honey Don't. They're all great actors. We have our own preferences.
Yeah.
This one just happens to be The Long Walk as the winner.
Go for it.
My thoughts on the main 2 guys, though, I cannot get over how good of actors they were, and now knowing that David Johnson was the droid in Alien Romulus, he's brilliant in that too. I'm so butthurt that I hadn't really seen these guys enough prior.
But to me that just speaks volumes to their futures, because I feel like,
oh my gosh, speaks volumes based on their ages alone, especially Cooper Hoffman. I can't get over the fact he's only 22. He is so mature for his age, and his acting is supreme.
But hey, I do feel like those two have a career ahead of them.
But I think that's what Mark Hamill had said too in group interviews I've seen, and I've seen the group interviews with the main guys, not Mark Hamill.
Yeah, Ray, Peter,
they get along
Art.
so well. Their vibes are so brotherhood, and I love that about that.
I really do think, when I think of young guys, even if we I know David Johnson's a little bit older, but man, I keep thinking of Harrison Ford being 45 when he was discovered. Dude, this movie is just amazing. I think
it's the same as Pedro Pascal. He got found, got more popular as he got older. So this is just the start of something great.
Honestly, Mark Hamill, keep doing what you're doing. Keep just touching movies that have a phenomenal story.
Or just do Stephen King movies, because apparently those are my favorite. Literally, I could give you my top 3 right now if I wanted to, and no problem.
I need to think of it over, because I really need to think of it over.
I'm going to do my top 3 right now, as of September 11th, in no particular order. It's The Long Walk, The Life of Chuck, and Better Man.
I think The Better Man got pushed out for me.
It did. Not for me. Not in the slightest.
I think The Better Man was really, really good. It's in my top 5 for sure, but I do not think it's in my top 3 anymore.
100% happy with my top 3. In the order, I don't have an order quite yet. So those top 3 are my top 3.
I was going to say, you need to figure that out by the end of the year, though.
Yeah, I think it'll be The Life of Chuck, Better Man, and The Long Walk.
Right now, as it stands, Long Walk is my top shit.
But also, it kind of made me laugh how sad you got about it. I mean, it's sad, but holy man, you had waterworks.
I was just about to explain why I was super sad, and then realize how much of a spoiler that would be, considering it just came out.
Yeah, don't.
Just watch the movie.
Go see the movie. Please go see the movie.
And then, if you want to talk about it, you can DM us. Leave
comments. Yeah, because this kind of sums up our episode anyway with the final review.
Yeah, so let's get to the wrap up.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. And remember, these are just our opinions, obviously. But if you want to let us know what you think about any of the 7 movies we talked about, or any of the movies that we talked about on any episode of the podcast, please let us know on any of our social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, Twitter, Letterboxd. I think that's everything.
I think so. I'm not
any of the
social
social media,
out.
Spotify. But if you want to catch the audio versions of this podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
Our video obviously is on YouTube and on Spotify. Short form content is on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. And
just comment, subscribe, rate us some stars on Spotify. Leave us your feedback. If you agree with us, great. If you don't, great. If you don't like our Oodies, if you don't like us, if you love our Oodies, just let us know. Because, I don't know. It's just us.
Yeah, just share this podcast with all of your friends and family, all your enemies, all your coworkers, your pets.
We appreciate you sticking around while we took a little vacay. Not for you guys, but for us.
But we'll go back to our regularly scheduled programming from here on out.
Yeah, we enjoyed having the time off, but we enjoyed the fact that people still watched our stuff and wanted to watch it while we were out and about.
Anyway, till next time, guys. Thank you for watching, and
we'll see you at the movies.
See you there. Bye.
Bye.
You want to do that again?
I don't know if this is going to be kept in. I said balai. In my head, I was like, hello, and I meant to say bye. So, bye.